Hey guys, what is up? This is DJK back once again, this time with part 2 of my final Twilight Cup Mirror Cup tournament, and my first opponent for this video is going to be against Chrono Square, and I got a headache the moment I looked at his team comp. Like, I tried to figure out what was going on with his team comp, like what the purpose of everything was in his team comp, and I don't know what it was. I just had a really hard time figuring this out, and I did discuss a little bit of strategy with him before the match, and I didn't really want to discuss too much with the guy because he is very talented, but one thing I told him was that, like, I had to watch out for Sableye because, you know, I didn't have counters for him or anything, and sure enough, he ended up bringing the Sableye, and I thought, you know, maybe he would get tricky, he would decide to bring in something like, I don't know why I led with Toxicroak. Like, that was just a really bad decision. I thought maybe I could hit the Quillfish with a Mud Bomb, or maybe he would bring in the Frostlass or something, or I could use the Mud Bomb to counter any one of his dark poison types. I thought maybe that's what I could do, like maybe he would bring in one of those as his lead, and then I wanted to bring in Clefable, obviously because of that Sableye, which I've had problems with in previous matches, and then I wanted to bring in the Tyranitar because Tyranitar can counter a lot of the poison darks, which seem to be on his team in some pretty high numbers, and I think the Smackdowns and the Rock type moves will also do super effective against Frostlass, which is why I chose this team comp. But I'm not even gonna lie, guys, like, you better not blink for this first match because I'm about to get bodied. This was the wrong choice. So let's just watch how this plays out. I don't even know how I'm gonna keep up, honestly. Alright, so right away I send in the Toxicroak, he sends in Togekiss, and I underestimate how much damage I'm going to take, and I switch into Tyranitar because that's really one of the only things that I feel like is going to do super effective damage against this Togekiss, and he does like half damage to my Toxicroak, takes out my Tyranitar like it's nothing, and takes out almost half my health on my Clefable. So at this point, he's going to send in pretty much anything because, like, he's still got both of his shields, I'm pretty sure. And he just burned one up there, and, you know, while Skuntank is going to take some damage from Charm, it's not going to be that much, and I have a shield left to where I can protect my Toxicroak for a little bit. I can take down this Skuntank, but that lead, that Togekiss lead, just destroyed me, and then that switch into Tyranitar was not the right move at all. I probably would have been wiser switching into a Clefable there. At least I'm able to hit this Quillfish, and this does end up turning out to be a little bit closer match than I remember, but he's going to build up to that Aqua Tail, and that's all it's going to take. So GG's, that's game 1 for Chrono Square. Alright, so for the second match, I decide to go with the Azumarill because he really didn't bring in too many of the poison darks, and I decide to switch in that Quillfish there because Quillfish has proven to be very effective in a lot of different matchups, and I figure with the poison typing he can resist some of those poison type attacks. So can I turn this match around? Can I take at least one game off of Chrono Square? Let's see. Alright, so Quillfish comes in, Frostlass comes in. This isn't too bad for us, actually, because we're going to resist those ice-type attacks, and I think we're going to do neutral damage, but he decides to switch in the Drapion here. I'm going to be able to get the Acid Spray and at least get the debuff, so I'm going to switch in because I figure I've got him switch-locked. I can at least take advantage of Drapion's partial Dark typing with Toxicroak here and commit a shield because I definitely want to keep Toxicroak healthy. I've got some charge moves, or I got some energy built up, but he has energy built up, and I decide not to shield, thinking it's going to be a different attack. I thought it was going to be the Crunch, actually. So I decide to send back in Quillfish. I get the defense debuff once again on this Frostlass, and I decide to shield so I can stay alive long enough to water gun down the Frostlass, but Togekiss is in the back. And I decide to use another Acid Spray, thinking that, you know, especially if he doesn't shield there, we can get some damage on him. And the Azumarill is left, And can we do enough damage to this Togekiss to win this match? A Togekiss sends in the Ancient Power, isn't going to do much damage. We do manage to take that down, but I realize he's got one Pokemon left. It's this Frostlass, and he's got a shield left, and we just don't do enough damage to get the Frostlass down, because that Frostlass is so fast, and even with the Avalanche, it's going to kill me, and I lost. Again, I couldn't take a single game off of Chrono Square. GG's, that was very well played. Alright, so for my final opponent of this tournament, we are up against Viper Mark 7, and I decide for this match, you know, he's got a pretty conventional team, a few Pokemon that are weak to that Confusion, and he's got the Wigglytuff, so I thought that was an even better reason to bring in the Venomoth in this case, because Venomoth is going to be able to at least resist the charm. And so I thought just stick with the Qwilfish, Tyranitar, Venomoth team. Let's see how it does here. Alright, so Qwilfish comes in, and Qwilfish comes in, and yeah, this is going to be a mirror match, but you know what? I've actually got pretty decent PvP IVs on this Qwilfish, and I've also got Charge Move priority, apparently. Either that or he was just waiting, but we managed to get the defense debuff first. He sends in the Aqua Tail. I decide I'm not going to shield no matter what it is. I'm going to resist all of my own attacks. That sounds kind of weird, but I will block this one because I do want to at least take out this Qwilfish, and I figure even if he shields here, this will still be good for us. We'll get that second debuff, because last time he used the Aqua Tail, and as you can see, I'm way ahead on damage, but I decided to just let my Qwilfish go down at that point, because Venomoth can come in and sweep him up. And I'm about to have some stupidly good luck, you guys. Like, this is going to be insane. Just watch this. So we get this Silver Wind here against this Azumarill, which he sends in. We get the next shield, and we get the Silver Wind buff. So at this point, I'm just like, just throw all the shields at the Venomoth, like, just roll with it, and we're able to get to that next Silver Wind, and we're going to be able to hit him for some pretty decent damage there, and now these Confusions are just ripping through that Azumarill, and that Golbat is just going to get torn up, and it doesn't even matter if this is super effective at this point. It's still going to be doing some decent damage, and even though our Venomoth will probably go down here, actually it doesn't go down, our Venomoth sweeps up the entire team with the buff, so I managed to take that win, and we're going on to the next game, and will this next game be our last game? Will we be able to win 2-0? Let's see. So I figure for this last game, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Send in the same team, let's rock and roll. Alright, so we get the Skuntank lead this time, which is actually pretty good for us because we're going to resist that Flamethrower, and we're actually going to do quite a bit of damage with those water guns. And he switches out, he realizes that's a bad matchup, and he commits a shield when we throw the Acid Spray, so we can get that debuff right here. I figure we gotta shield this Mud Bombs, and we back out of there. We get our Venomoth in to just wipe out the Toxicroak, just erase him, and now he realizes we got the Venomoth in there once again. He sends the Skuntank back in, and I don't shield. I was like, well, maybe he's got a Flamethrower, maybe it's a Crunch, but it was only a Crunch. And check this out, you guys. We managed to take out the Skuntank, and we get the buff again for the second time, and we get that Qwilfish almost all the way down there, and at this point, we're just going to send in Tyranitar, because all we have to do is commit one shield, and it's GG. So we end up going 3-1 in our local tournament. The adjustments we made to our team, getting our Tentacruel out of there, getting the Clefable in there, just running with that solid 3 Pokemon lineup. That Qwilfish ended up being the secret rock star of this tournament, which was actually pretty cool. And then Tyranitar putting in some work, and that last game I was just getting those buffs left and right, and I thought, like, this is almost unfair to Viper Mark 7. I mean, he definitely put up a good fight, GG's, but the luck was just on my side for that one. So let's check out the final rankings. And as you can see, for this tournament, we ended up with a 4-way tie between Mabuka Jr., Chrono Square, myself, and DeFi 250. So, like, I commented on this when I was at the tournament that this was just an incredibly well-played tournament by everybody. Everybody is improving as far as their rankings, as far as their skills, and even people that we thought were at one point unbeatable. You guys remember me talking about Jojo Kano Jojo and the fact that he has won so many tournaments? Like, for a while, he had only lost one tournament. I think it was the previous Twilight. And in this one, he actually took a 2-2. So it's true. I mean,
you're still only human.
And admittedly, Jojo Kano Jojo said that he got into his own head, he made some mistakes, you know, where he really shouldn't have made mistakes, and you know what, that happens to everybody, but like, I just think it's a testament to how everybody in this community is improving, and even though I technically tied for second place with Chrono Square, I want to give congratulations to Bambuka Jr., who was technically, this was technically his first Cup tournament victory in our local tournament scene, and he's been playing a long time, and he's been working really hard at becoming a better PvP player. So congratulations to Mabuka Jr., and it feels a little bit weird that I was the only person to actually beat Mabuka Jr. in this tournament, and it was a very, very close match. If that last match would have gone a little bit differently, you know, I mean, if I wouldn't have survived with that little bit of HP, he would have won the entire thing. So, like, he was very, very close. So once again, GG's to Mabuka Jr. I don't really think there's much I have to review for people's teams. We got some off-meta picks here, some Alola Ninetales, a Weavile, that's pretty interesting. But Qwilfish showing up on a lot of people's teams, and a lot of people talking about Qwilfish as a powerful Pokemon, which I found to be really interesting. So in case you guys are wondering, yes, I once again made a cup pillow, and since I didn't compete in the Twilight Cup tournament the first time around, I figured I would make a Twilight Cup pillow since I already made a mirror cup, and here it is. This is before it's been stuffed, but guess who won this pillow? Once again, it was DeFi 250, so at this point, she has 3 of my pillows now. She has the Rainbow Cup, Mirror Cup, and the Twilight Cup. So I think her goal is to catch them all. I think her goal is to catch every single one of my pillows, and I wouldn't be surprised if she starts battling some other people like on the streets for supremacy and total pillow domination. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'd really like to see what, like, her, you know, couch looks like with all the pillows on it and everything. Like, maybe she can get herself a Pokemon themed couch and everything, and it can be a whole thing. So, like, that's really cool. Once again, she's won one of my pillows, but, like, man, you guys, like, you guys who are going to my tournaments, you gotta start making some donations. We gotta start bringing some more food, something. We can't let DeFi 250 get all of the pillows, can we? I mean, it is pretty cool that she's dedicated so much to the local scene, and she's helped run the last few tournaments, so she definitely deserves the pillows, and it was just really fun making them. And once again, I think this is one of my best pillows. The colors don't quite come out here, but I thought I'd bring up another image that shows all of my Season 1 pillows. So here it is, guys, the complete collection of all of my Season 1 pillows that I've made. I felt like I could finally put them all in a big montage for you guys now that we are officially at the end of Season 1, and I've really put in a lot of work on some of these pillows looking at this, to be honest. Like, I've really put in just a lot of, you know, and, you know, a lot of these actually came from scraps, you know, it's just stuff that we had lying around, and I managed to put it together in a new way and, you know, bring some of these pillows to life. And I tried some new things, like especially with the Rainbow Cup pillow, that one was two-sided, and the Mirror Cup pillow had that weird stretchy fabric. I had to use that backing. But yeah, a lot of work. I mean, if you guys, you know, I've been thinking about offering these to the community as, you know, something where if you wanted to order one for your local tournament, you know, me and my girlfriend were in business together, and we make pillows for a living. And this is something I thought about doing, but it's, you know, it would have to be on such a small scale. So that's why I haven't reached out and done anything like that as of yet, but I do have a lot of fun making them, so I hope you guys in my local area enjoy them. I hope you put them to good use, and congratulations to all the winners of all the pillows in Season 1. And as far as any of the other prizes go, they were actually giving out a lot of things at the end of this tournament. They had a couple of enamel pins that were left over. They had a couple of, regularly pressed, those little mini pins, which are more of like the normal pins, I guess. So there were actually quite a few things that they were giving away at the end of this tournament, and I did win a couple things, and I wanted to do these tournament videos, and I wanted to get them out there because I have been waiting to open my prize. That's right. So I want to show you guys what I got here. The first thing is that one of the people in my area actually went out to the Washington, D.C. Championship Invitationals, and they actually brought me back this poster right here, which I'll have to take this card out here. I'll explain the card in a second. But here it is. He brought back this poster, and I had a choice where I could have chosen between either this or like a microfiber cloth, but I don't really have too much of a use for that, and I didn't want it to get dirty. And this had a nice little plastic sheet around it, and I figured this was pretty cool with Pikachu and some of the other things. So thank you so much. I'm going to save the name of the player just to keep the identities hidden and everything, but thank you so much for going out and having the foresight to bring some of that stuff back. This card that was in here is actually going to be my next cup, and as you can see, this is the Central Wisconsin Draft Tournament, and this is going to be a completely different type of tournament. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a strategy video for it, but it's basically going to be a type of thing where everybody's name gets drawn out of a hat, and you all get a number from 1 through however many people entered the tournament. And you all take turns picking Pokemon. You go down the list, you go down whoever's numbers first, and they all take turns picking Pokemon. Once a player chooses a Pokemon, nobody else is allowed to pick it. So nobody will ever run into a repeat Pokemon on anybody else's team. So everybody else's team will be totally unique for this tournament. And the way it works is once the players pick down the list, then the last player gets to pick their second Pokemon, and it goes back up the list in reverse order, and it essentially like snakes around. Like from your view, it would snake around until everybody has a team of 6. So it's going to be a really interesting team. I'm not going to be able to make a meta video. I'm just going to have to be able to use my knowledge of type resistances and speeds of charge moves and fast moves and how to combat certain things on people's teams. And I'm just going to have to work on getting more Pokemon ready for the Great League, plain and simple. Thankfully, we have the Turtwig Day coming up, so that's really going to help. But that's going to be a great tournament to participate in. And the last thing I wanted to say is that I actually got 2 packs of Pokemon cards from this tournament. So if you've stuck around through this whole video and listened to me, thank you so much. But I'm actually going to open these packs of Pokemon cards right now on camera for you guys, because I've been wanting to do this. So let's see. We kind of ripped it a little bit. Evolutions. Wait a minute, I'm noticing a really familiar card in here. Is this a reprint of the very first base set of Pokemon cards? Because I had some of those. Yeah, wouldn't you know it? So my first card here is an Onyx. What else do we have? Yeah, this is basically a reprint. Nidoran. Let's see, let's reveal this on camera. What do we have? Poliwag, I certainly recognize that. Grass Energy, of course. Rattata. Like, I recognize all of these cards. This is crazy. I didn't think that these are what they would be. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's pretty cool. Magneton, and look at this. We have a holofoil Raichu. All right, I had both of these cards when I was a kid. Obviously not this printing. This is going to be a different printing of this, but then we've got Charmeleon, and we've got a trainer card, which I don't think I've ever seen. Venusaur Spirit Link. Your turn does not end if the Pokemon this card is attached to becomes M Venusaur X. Well, I don't know anything about M Venusaur X. I know pretty much the base set and the fossil and the jungle set, and then Team Rocket came out, and that's kind of where I got out of Pokemon cards. But this is Energy Retrieval. Oh, I recognize this one. I do recognize Energy Retrieval, and what is this? Trading card game online. Online rewards await you. Alright. So that's really cool. Like, there's a lot of cards in here that I had when I was a kid. So why don't we open the second pack? This is going to be the good one, right? This is the Venusaur pack. So let's see what we get in this. I remember there was a way to open these up where if you pulled on them, like at the top, you could kind of keep them inside the package without ripping the package. Okay, what do we got here? We're just gonna slide them out. We got the package opened the way we wanted. And first up is Pikachu. I definitely had this one. So, what do we got here? We've got this another advertisement card of some kind. Unlocks 10 additional cards to play and compete online. I'm already wrapped up in one Pokemon game, so let's slow your roll, Pokemon Company. Slow your roll here. All right. So what do we got? Pikachu, Growlithe. Okay. All right. Machop. Okay, I recognize every single one of these cards. Let's try to hold this closer. Nidoran, I think I got one of those in the last pack, actually. Ponyta. Ooh, like reverse holofoil Machamp. Kind of looks cool in the reverse holofoil. And then what do we got here? Dugtrio. Machoke. I got the whole Machoke line in a single pack. I got Machop, Machoke, and Machamp. That's really interesting. Potion. I recognize this one. I definitely recognize this one. And I recognize that one. Maintenance. I remember using this card. Shuffle 2 cards from your hand into your deck. If you can't shuffle this, if you can't play this card, then draw a card. Okay, maybe I didn't use this one. I don't know if I used this one or not, but there you go. There's my Pokemon cards. I got that Holo Raichu and a reverse Holo Machamp and a Magnemite, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, thank you so much once again to the local tournament scene. This video is probably long enough. You've probably been listening to me rant about this stuff, but anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in once again, and the next few tournament videos and other content that I have coming up is going to be totally different. We're completely caught up at this point, so yes, we're caught up. Yes, we got another tournament coming up on Pogo Coliseum, and we've got some more theory videos. So until then, take care, you guys. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.